This video will be just my overall look at this season, as well as what I'm reading this summer and the off season for videos. Okay, let's get started. So I have some breakthroughs. I want to talk about some letdowns. I want to talk about and my personal favorite program / costumes for this year. So for the breakthroughs, for the men, there were 3 guys that I want to comment on. First one is Javier Fernandez, who from Spain. His coach is Brian Orser. I actually saw him at Skate Canada International 2011 when I went this year, and he is amazing because he was the only man that actually landed a quad in the short clean, I think it was. If not, or if it wasn't, at least he was the only quad salchow in the short at that competition, and he was second to Patrick and actually beat Takahashi for the silver medal. And that means that not only did he have the capability to beat Daisuke when he's on prime, he also won the first Grand Prix medal for Spain in men's figure skating, which is like, and he didn't, I think he made it to the final? I don't remember. And I think he didn't do as well as he could have at Worlds, but I mean, it's still good. And also, how many people in Spain skate, really? So, kudos to him. Second person is Daisuke Takahashi, because he has been in the is that limelight? I don't know. He's just been in the shadow of Patrick for a while, and by the end of this season, he actually beat Patrick, finally. And I think it's just a really good redemption for him, since he lost the world title to Patrick twice now. And this must be disappointing, because he did win it in 2010. He was 3rd at the Olympics, which means that Sochi 2014 will be lots of fun to see, because if right now they're so closely matched that it'll just be competition Patrick, blah 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 blah. And yes, the third person is Yuzuru Hanyu. He is like my figure skating men's crush this year, because not only is he 17 and adorable, but his programs are amazing. I absolutely love his free program. I think I really hope he keeps it next year, because I can watch his program, that program, like 8 times. Seriously, it's just phenomenal how awesome that is. And yeah, so enough of my rant on that. Women. First person is Ashley Wagner, because not only is she not, well, technically they say she's not the almost girl anymore, because she was always given that almost girl label as advertised a lot, because she almost won a world title. She almost won a national title. She almost made the Olympic team, and she almost did this, almost did that. And she was always one short. But this year, she won nationals. She won the 4 continents and was 4th at Worlds. So technically, I can be mean and say, technically, she's still the almost girl, because she didn't make the podium, but minor details on that. Second person is Julia Lipinskaya, Russian 13-year-old phenom. She's kind of like the next, she's like the 1 year younger than Elizaveta Tukhimisheva and Adelina Sotnikova, and she will not be old enough to compete at Worlds next year, while Lisa and Adelina will be, but I will definitely see her. Maybe she'll do the senior Grand Prix, because she'll be 14, which means that she can, but see how that goes. And then the third person is Kiko Suzuki from Japan, who claimed bronze this year at Worlds. I honestly, when I saw her at Skate Canada for the first, she medaled at Skate Canada too, I honestly didn't even know who the heck she was, because it was like, wait, did she medal in Canada? I'm pretty sure she did. If she didn't, it's okay. But regardless, she won World's bronze. She is phenomenally good. I actually didn't even know, I never heard of her when I first went to Skate Canada, but then after seeing her, I'm like, damn, like, she's good. And even at 26, 27 she is now, that takes a lot of strength. And I know that she battled anorexia about, I think it was 7 years ago when she was 20, but now her body is back to normal, I guess, and she's in good form, and I want to see her compete next year, because she couldn't easily have taken the world title this year, except she tends to pop a lot of her jumps. Like, I remember one time I saw her do like a single axle, but then like a triple toe loop right afterwards, because her jumps are just, she has so much flow out of her jumps that she doesn't like fall. If she pops it, she just like keeps going. So I could definitely see her take a world title. I don't know if she has, maybe it's nerves or conditioning. And pairs, Takahashi and Tren. I met them. I saw them at Canada. They were 4th there. They didn't do as well because they're so inconsistent with their jumps. But they claimed world bronze this year, which is phenomenal. And they were the first Japanese pair to not only make the Grand Prix final, win / medal at a Grand Prix event, and be on the world podium for Japan. Because Japan, they don't really do like couple stuff like dance and pairs. They do a lot of like women's figure skating, just not like them clumped together. And then the other pair would be Wen Jingsui and Kong Han from China, because they won both the Junior Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. Junior Grand Prix final by like 50 points. Junior Worlds by like 1,500 points. And was 9th at Worlds? Yes, maybe. Yes, 9th at Worlds. I'm sorry, my head's like gone right now. Okay, 9th at Worlds. And they have done very well. And I could definitely see them upping up their difficult elements, because they are performing such difficult elements such as the quad twist and the quad salchow, which is phenomenal. But I find that even though they do those difficult elements, I think for them, they really need to work on the quality of skating, because they're probably getting a lot of negative GOEs because she doesn't have enough flow in her jumps, so she falls a lot of her jumps. But then those harder elements rack up so many points that I feel like in their training, they've been focusing too much on the quads than on just even a triple toe loop side by side. Because I'm watching her jump, and I can clearly see she's under rotated in every jump, and it's like they could do so much better. They could have easily been the top 5 of Worlds with those elements easily, but I think it was just the downgrades that killed them. And dance, Weaver Poche, they were 4th at Worlds, 2nd to Virtue and Moyer at Nationals, and actually they were only, I think it was not less than a point away from Virtue and Moyer after the short dance. Which, because usually Virtue and Moyer, like, they're obviously going to win the national title, but then Canadians, they didn't do so well because I think Tessa kind of like fell out of her twizzle, and then that killed, because twizzles are a lot of points, especially in the short dance. So, but then with Kaylin Weaver and Andy Pucci, they doing so well, and they were just so close to that margin. It just shows how far they've come from being almost unknown on the world stage. And that's my email. And the second pair would be Pesciola and Borzat from Italy. They claimed world bronze this year, and they've turned a lot of heads because they're like one of the first European dance teams right now, because right now Team Canton is kind of ruling the world. And for letdowns this season, Takahiko Kozuka from Japan for the men. He was 2nd last year at Worlds, but then this year dropped to 11th. And also he did not have strong Grand Prix showings, did not make it to the final, and didn't really compete at all this year, because I barely saw him at all. And when he performed at Worlds, he just looked really nervous, and I think just because he just wasn't, I think he had, I don't know, it was just heartbreaking to see that. Second person is women, which would be Alyssa Cisney. We all saw her extreme meltdown, where she just completely bombed her free program and her short program, but her free program was just, it was like Carolina Costin 2009 World's free program. You're just like thinking, oh my god, make this end. Because you fall 5 times, under rotate how many jumps, step out of how many jumps. Even like good spins can't save you. And she kind of costed the ladies for the 3rd spot, because the U.S. women really need that 3rd spot, especially if they want at the Olympics. And with Ashley Wagner being 4th, if she had placed a little bit higher, or at least kept it together for the free program, they could have easily gotten those 3 spots back. But, well, they have next year, hopefully, to redeem those spots, because, I mean, there are so many American women that are so talented there that it's like the rankings are so, they change so much because of how many American women are so strong on the senior level. That's why. Pairs would be Tatiana Voloswar, Maxine Trenkov from Russia. They were silver this year at World, silver last year at World. They could have easily taken over Alyona Savchenko and Robin Solokwy from Germany, but instead were just short of winning the world title and were silver. And they could have easily won, except I know they had that freak fall during the death spiral during the short program. And finally for dance, it'd be the Shibutanis from the US that had the biggest letdown for me, because they were 3rd at Worlds last year. They made it to the Grand Prix final. They won bronze at the Four Continents, but they were only 8th this year at Worlds, and they are a very strong team. I really, really like them as a couple because, especially this year, the short dance was the rumba, and it was Latin. Usually, Latin, it's all about like they're rubbing all over each other kind of thing that Virtual Mori do. Not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that that's the style of dance. The Shibutanis, since they're brother and sister, it's really awkward to do like that like sexual tension thing because they are siblings. And they worked and they did their dance, short dance. They're very strong in their short dance. It was just that they kind of bombed their twizzles at Worlds and they had a problem with their short dance. I'm not sure what happened in the short dance actually. I was reading the scores. I'm like, the hell. But yes, okay. And finally, to land on a high note, the best program and costume. My favorite program at least this year. So for men, it would have been Daisuke Takahashi's free program to Blues for Kluke. I like his costume because he actually looks like he actually dresses straight, because I like it when male skaters actually dress. I don't want to say straight because then that makes me sound like a homophobe, but I'm not. I've seen so many male skaters and they're wearing such vibrant costumes that you're like asking people to criticize or like question your sexuality. And that's why I figure skating is like a mixed reviews for males, because people think it's emasculating for men. And I think Daisuke and Patrick are really good at making themselves look straight, because I'm pretty sure they're straight. I don't know, but I think so, because Patrick has a girlfriend. Anyway, but I like this program. The music was very creative, and he knows how to do upper body movements. The choreography is phenomenal, and he can really work the program. And I don't know if he's gonna keep it next year. If he does, I hope so. Women, it'd be Ashley Wagner's free program to Black Swan. Her costume is gorgeous, and her program is also amazing. The only thing I'm thinking about now is that because Black Swan was the shit last year, and then I know like at least 2 women who skated no, 3 people at least who skated Black Swan this year, and I'm kind of thinking, is anyone gonna skate to the Hunger Games next year? If it's like Black Swan all over again, I don't know. And pairs, I actually really like Yu Xiaoyu and Yang Jin's free program, which is to Requiem for a Dream. I like Requiem for a Dream. It's just that I think it's really overused in skating programs. But their costumes were gorgeous. They worked the program, and their lifts are really strong. They're not necessarily creative, but they're strong, and their size difference helps. And she's even though she looks like she hasn't been fed in a long time. I'm not saying anything about China. I'm just saying that she's just really bony. She can really hold her jumps. Like I've never seen her miss a jump on TV, or like on even on YouTube. Like when I'm watching all the competition, I've never seen her miss a jump. And if you did, let me know. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And dance, Caitlin Weaver and Angie Poche's free dance to Je suis malade. Oh my god. I think I almost teared up during the Grand Prix final when I was watching it on TV, because how beautiful it was. How well they portrayed that emotion. I'm wondering, I hope they keep it next year. I really hope they do. Because it's just like amazing. Like they could win world bronze. I'm not sure if they can beat Virtual Mori Days of What yet, but they're getting close. But just holy crap. It's so good. And their costumes works well, and they look like they're from like an old like romance movie too. So yeah. Anyway, so that is my final thoughts for the 2011-2012 season. I thought it was a good season. I liked it a lot. And we're halfway through the Olympic cycle to Sochi, so we'll see what will happen next year. This summer I plan to make some videos on just some controversies this year, talk about some stuff, rant, all that other skating related fun that you can all watch and comment and subscribe and all that fun stuff. So please comment down in the comment bar. I love to talk about this stuff. Skating is a huge part of my life, so let me know. Okay, thanks guys, bye.